Hill Country 1430 AM and 1073 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnekins. This is the WRDN Morning Farm Report. Joining us this morning, Doug Reinemann. He's the Associate Dean of Extension and Outreach with the University of Wisconsin. And we're going to talk a little bit about some changes coming to the Farm and Industry short course. And thank you to our newsmaker sponsors, including Synergy Co-op, Annabis Silo of Durand, the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, Osteoplastics, Compeer Financial, Wisconsin Farmers Union, and Elsivia Co-op. And Doug, thanks for joining us today. Well, first, talk about some of the changes that are going to happen with the Farm and Industry short course.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to be here and to be talking about this subject. So just a little background to start with. The short course has been around for a long time, and it has had a fairly steady enrollment, between about 100 and 140, 150 students for a very long time. I don't know how far back that goes, but I've been at the university for 32 years, and for most of that time, we've had that sort of steady interest and enrollment in the short course. And around about 2010, 2011, something happened, and we don't know exactly why, but we started to see a steady decline in enrollments starting in about 2011. And that we responded by doing more promotion and recruiting and actually trying to revise the course so that it was more attractive to its audience. And really, I would say a heroic effort on the part of the short course people to try to get the enrollments back up. And unfortunately, the trends, we had our COVID dip there, and we're saying, well, we could come back from this, and so just our projections indicated that downward trend was continuing. So we had to do something. And so, clearly what we were doing wasn't meeting the need and attracting the kind of student numbers that we're looking for. So the decision was made to discontinue the short course structure, in which the courses look much more like university undergraduate courses, which have actually an eight-week session, and they meet several times a week, and students are on campus for two 8-week sessions or 16 weeks out of the year. And so, our best thought is that we need to both revise the structure as well as revising the content. So that's really what I've been charged with. It's the short course has moved from academic programs to outreach programs. And so I'm really at this point in a listening mode. I've got lots and lots of ideas about how we could structure the short course to be more attractive to more people. And at this point, I'm all ears. I'm listening to our constituents, our stakeholders, our alums. How can we structure this in a way that it works, that we can attract enough students to make it work? And, agriculture is just changing so quickly right now, both in the structure of farms and farm businesses, but also the structure of agriculture and a lot of introduction of high technology. So I think, in order to really be successful, the short course needs to evolve to meet the needs of agriculture today and into the future. And that's what I'm trying to do.
We're talking with Doug Reinemann. He's Associate Dean of Extension and Outreach with the University of Wisconsin, talking about changes for the Farm and Industry short course. So, Doug, one of the big parts of this is going to be we're going to have the course, the students aren't going to actually be staying on campus now. It's going to be more of a, like how we're doing this interview via Zoom.
Well, that's certainly, I'm getting the message loud and clear that coming to campus is very important, and that the formation of a community of peers is very important. And so I'm trying to work out ways that we can continue to do that. So the idea that that's going away and gone is not correct. We're trying to figure out how it will change. It's not going to be the 8-week, 2 8-week sessions, but it will be something different. And I'm sort of working out the details. We have some limitations. One of the big limitations is we lost the short course dormitories. So we don't have the housing options available to us that we have had. So right now, in fact, as we speak, I'm sort of investigating how can we create a kind of a program where people can come to campus, where people can form that community, that networking community, and retain those parts of the program that our students and our alumni have told us that they value.
Talking with Doug Reinemann, Associate Dean of Extension and Outreach this morning about some of the changes to the Farm and Industry short course. Now, class-wise, is that also going to be totally revamped?
Well, so I'm meeting with the instructors, and so first of all, we have a menu of the existing short course offerings, and I'm meeting with the instructors and talking to them about, are you interested and willing to convert from this, this 8-week session format into this new format, which we're designing as we go here. But I think it looks to me like a number of the short course offerings will continue to be offered. And the thing that's really exciting to me is when I talk to other faculty in the College of Ag, there's a lot of interest. And what I'm hearing from faculty is that, we really wish we could have done a short course, but the structure of it made it very difficult for us to do that. And so with this new structure, I've got a number of faculty who are really, really interested in developing new offerings. And so that's a really exciting aspect of it for me, is that I think, what it looks like to me is we're going to have the traditional offerings and a lot of new interesting offerings that, again, sort of are evolved to meet the needs of today's agriculture.
Would that include, Doug, classes for agribusiness?
Yes.
Not so much the farmers.
Yes. So it is the Farm and Industry short course, and I would have to say that the emphasis in the past has really been on the farm side of that. But the college, faculty in the college are already doing a lot of programming for agribusiness, and so I think that we'll see that that part of it will likely expand. And farms are getting bigger, and they have business needs to manage their business. So not only agribusiness, the service providers to agriculture, but also farms themselves, are changing, and they have changing needs in terms of the skills that they need to run their businesses. And whether that business be a farm or a seed supplier or a genetics supplier, they all have a certain sort of need, and our faculty have just done a really great job of being creative and offering the kind of programs and skills developments that all of those industries need.
So while you're involved with kind of like a listening session, you're getting ideas from every direction: faculty, alumni, students, farm groups, media guys, I guess, like myself. When do you hope to be able to kind of have a structure in place, or some type of a way of saying, here's what's going to be happening in place?
Well, we anticipate that we will continue to have offerings, starting in the fall. So, short course is not going away. Short course is continuing. And so a number of our existing instructors will be offering their courses through the short course in the fall. I can't tell you exactly how many there are and exactly what those will be, but there will be a continuation of the short course. And then over the next year or so, I expect that our catalog of course offerings will expand. And in sort of the fall of 23, we'll have something that looks, more like the new model. And, in the fall of 23, fall of 22 and spring of 23, we'll see something that looks sort of transitional, and the fall of 23 will start to look more like the new model.
And if folks want to be able to give their ideas out, how can they do that?
I am all ears. I would welcome input from any direction. So best thing to do is send me an email, And if we need to set up a conversation, I can do that. But my email is doug.reinemann@wisc.edu. If you've got some ideas on how to build this new structure, please let me know. And I am also, doing some listening sessions for the students and alums, and as I mentioned, with the instructors. So at some point, we may sort of open up those listening sessions more to the public, but we'll let people know how they can provide their input. And if not, just send me an email, and I will read it and respond.
And that is Doug Reinemann. He is the Associate Dean of Extension and Outreach with the University of Wisconsin. And this is the WRDN Morning Farm Report.